Hey, Sound Engraver here. Welcome back to another demo in SuperCollider. Today we're going to learn a new sound effect, and that effect is the comb filter. And we're going to learn how to apply that effect to our sound files. So let's go ahead and load up this dictionary. And we'll go ahead and evaluate our play synth def, which we will be running sound through. And we will also evaluate this synth def for our comb filter. And before we run any sound, I'd like to briefly talk about the comb filter synth def here. Now, CombL, as I've named here and as seen here, is the comb filter that uses linear interpolation. And linear interpolation gives you the flexibility to dynamically change the filter by changing values in real time. You can also do that with cubic interpolation, as seen here through the CombC but it is more CPU expensive. We have our argument for our input signal. We have an amplitude argument. We have a delay time argument, and also now a decay time argument. This is a little different from my delay synth def you may have seen in a previous video, and I'm happy to provide that in the description below. We are also adding a feedback argument and a mix argument, which we will use for our X-Fade to Eugen, which we will be using to mix our audio signal and our filter. We have our standard envelope and our SIG here for our audio signal, and that will be in stereo. And we have our linearly interpolated comb filter. And you can see I also have some values here which are needed for this specific filter. Let's go ahead and take a look at that here. We have our input signal argument, as I've named SIG, and our maximum delay time, that is the value in seconds, and that is for the server to allocate memory. So half a second in this case is perfectly fine. We also have our delay time argument and our decay time argument, and I have scaled it with this value here for our mole argument. Now, before I run the sounds with the filter, let's just go ahead and hear how the sounds are without the filter. And we'll go ahead and run them with the filter. All right, let's go ahead and shorten this decay time. And shorten it even more. And shorten the delay time as well. So you can see as we shorten the delay time, you can hear that pitch come through, and that's simply because there are so many delays of that signal within a very specific time frame that they just keep reflecting off one another, thus creating that metallic sound. We're going to go ahead and add a noise generator, the LF and noise 1 UGen here, and this is for our mul argument. And using 2 values here in this array, we're going to cause the comb filter to move across a stereophonic space. Let's go ahead and hear how that is. I'm going to change the values to something a little bit longer for our delay time. Not quite the comb filter that I want, so I'm going to go ahead and change it to this here. And let's add 1 more second to our decay time, as well as increase the del hertz argument from 0.22 to maybe something like this. Now we will add a multiple value as notated here, just to add a little bit more color and context to our stereophonic space, that comb filter moving through the stereophonic space. And let's go ahead and just quickly add some range within these values. I like to keep my delay time very, very short to get that frequency. All right, let's see how that sounds. Definitely more of that pitch with those shorter values there, and also the longer decay time. Lastly, we'll just go ahead and add this value here to each of our left and right values of that stereo array. So you can see that I've not really gone beyond value 1 in these examples here. And that's just because I'm still exploring the comb filter. This is a very delicate filter, and so anything that exceeds a certain value can cause harm to your speakers and harm to your ears. So anything I'm not familiar with, I just keep it under the value 1. And you can also see that the smaller the decay with those frequencies you hear, that's really just a lot of delay taps within a very limited time, however many per second, if you will. And so you have a lot of energy within those reflections. So this could be effective, but on the other hand, you want to be careful with the values you use. This is a very delicate filter, as all filters are pretty delicate and sensitive to certain values. So I treat the comb filter like I treat cayenne pepper in a dish. If you put too much in the meal, it's a very sorry experience. So I just like to pepper it just a little bit, add that effect, whether it's that kind of pitchy effect that you hear with that feedback, or that rapid delay you hear with those sound files. So hopefully that has been valuable to you. And as always, thank you for watching and listening. And always be on the lookout every Thursday for some more sound experimentation. And I will see you next time.